Lost and alone, with no family and no one to turn to, he stood in the piercing cold. The wind was merciless, and there was no one to listen. The mountain was beautiful that morning, endless white stretching beneath a pale blue sky, the kind of beauty that makes danger look innocent. A family of 3 skied carefully down the slope, laughter cutting through the cold air, the father leading, the mother close behind, and 12-year-old boy, bold enough to believe nothing could touch him. Then the mountain answered. A low rumble, a vibration beneath their feet. Snow cracked like thunder splitting the earth, a sound too deep to ignore, and within seconds, the peaceful slope became a roaring wall of white. The avalanche swallowed everything. When the snow finally settled, the world was silent again. His father struggled his way out, searched and found his wife, but their son was nowhere to be found. They called and cried, but no traces of the boy. No answer. Meanwhile, the boy clawed his way out from beneath the weight, gasping for air. He called for his parents. No one answered. No response. The sun was already sinking, and he was alone. No one to answer his desperate calls. He kept shouting into the emptiness, but no voice responded. There was no shelter to protect him, no fire to keep him warm, and the night showed no kindness. As the temperature dropped, fear began to change shape, from panic to exhaustion. Each breath burned his lungs, each step felt heavier. Then he saw it, a small opening beneath a rock, barely large enough to crawl into, a shallow cave carved by snow in time. It wasn't safe, but it was shelter. He dragged himself inside as night fell. Darkness in the mountains is not gentle. It arrives quickly, completely. The only thing he possessed was a necklace, which glows brightly in the darkness, casting light around and push back the shadows, given to him by Granny. Now he had to steady himself and wait for the storm, for the bitter, unforgiving cold to pass. He knew he had to find a way to survive. The cold crept deeper into his bones, and then a soft crunch outside. 2 small eyes appeared at the cave entrance. A fox, young, thin, wild. For a moment, both froze. Then instinct exploded. The fox lunged. Inside the cramped cave they struggled, fear against fear, until the boy had kicked blindly and the fox tumbled back into the storm. The wind hit it instantly. The tiny body trembled violently in the snow. After a long second, the fox crawled back inside. But this time, it did not attack. It curled into the far corner, shaking. Enemies no more, just 2 lives fighting the same night. Hours passed. The storm grew louder. The boy's shivering became dangerous. A while after, the fox slept close to share warmth, but it wasn't working, 'cause both are cold and exposed, and the boy was shaking profusely. So it ran out, slipped back into the darkness. The cave felt emptier than before, colder. The fox returned, dragging a torn piece of cloth behind it. A piece of cloth probably abandoned by humans who have visited and camped on the mountain before. It pulled the fabric inside and dropped it near the boy. No understanding of kindness, just survival. The boy wrapped himself weakly. The fox lay near his legs, not touching at first, then slowly, closer, sharing warmth. Sometime in the deep night, the fox was barely covered, still trembling. Carefully, with numb fingers, he adjusted the fabric, covering the small creature instead. For the first time since the avalanche, something inside him felt steady. Morning came softly. The storm had passed. The fox stood first. It looked at the boy for a long moment, then stepped out of the cave and disappeared behind the trees. Minutes later, distant voices echoed across the snow. His name. Closer now. The boy ran toward the sound and collapsed into his parents' arms. As they led him away, he turned back. Behind a tree in the distance, A small, red figure stood watching. He lifted his hand. The fox remained for a second longer, then vanished into the endless white. The mountain returned to silence, but neither of them would ever forget that night.